to be able to coach these great athletes, it's just a thrill. And we now have to get the job done, and let's go win gold in London in 2012.
Like I said, a humbling experience. How do you describe it?
Absolutely, it's humbling. It's an honor, and yet to serve the United States of America and to be able to represent USA on a national sports stage is as good as it doesn't get better than that in athletics. So it's just a thrill and an honor, and it definitely is a humbling experience as well.
How's this fitting a list of dreams in your life?
You know, it's one of those things where you just sit there as a child and you watch all the great Olympic players and the Olympic Games through the years, and you know, I don't even think I ever even imagined that it could happen. I never even thought it could happen. So it's just a thrill, and I just have USA Basketball to thank for that, Gino Auriemma to thank for that, and these Renee Brown and the WNBA to thank for it.
Can you talk about the challenges of being a college coach to turn around and fit this in and make it all work?
You know, I've really, it's time, but it's time doing what you love to do. So since we've been coaching with USA Basketball since 2006, this has almost been nonstop, because we had the 18s in 06, the 19s in 07, a brief little respite in 08, but we were right back at it with the national team by 9, 10, and 11, and leading into 12. And you love coaching. I love coaching my camp kids in the summer that are 10-year-olds. I love being on the recruiting trail, watching 16 to 18-year-old high school athletes compete, and then I love coaching my college players at DePaul in that 18 to 22-year-old range. And now the Olympics are played by women that are in the 23 to 33-year-old. And my experience with the Chicago Hustle, I think, even though it's a while ago, I think it's been a great experience for coaching this aged young woman.
How tough is it going to be to recruit this thing? Who's like missing Australia up there? Some of this
Australia and Russia. Well, Australia's, you know, we've got Sylvia Fowles and Candace Parker and Tina Charles and Brittany Griner in the middle, and they got a kid by the name of Gambage who's really, really good. She's 6'9", and they have really been working and gunning for us for a long time. And beating them in the World Championships was huge, and yet, you know, you could just see the grit and determination in the Aussies' faces. And you can't take the Russians for granted either. And somebody else always surfaces. You know, the Turkey came out of nowhere to win the European Championship. So, you know, somewhere, some out there, but it's a lot more difficult than people realize, Rich.
I'm sorry, it's an age-old question, but for every Olympic coach, they face it. Getting all these players, these great players, together on the same page as yours, and your coaches too.
Well, there's no question. That's a statement to how quality of people these young women are. And I don't. The team hasn't been announced yet, but people like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Candace Parker, Tamika Catchings. My gosh, how can I forget Tamika? You know, there's three 2008 Olympians right here from Illinois, and Candace Parker, Tamika Catchings, and Cappy Pondexter. So, you know, Illinois has been really, really well represented in the Olympic stage, but they are great people, and they are players that see the big picture. Health is going to be key here too, because Tamika Catchings ended, you know, her season last year with an injury, as did Taurasi and Sue Bird. So we got to get our players healthy, our USA players healthy as well.